Good evening. I think what we're witnessing here, and that we're going to witness, and we're in the beginning stages of the musical landscape that is shifting, especially with the hip hop culture. And it started out with this, of course, this Drake and Kendrick Lamar battle. And tied in again, not tied in so much, but on the heels off of that came this, all the Diddy situation, the severity of it. The federal government, Homeland Security, conducting a search warrant, seizing baby oil and electronic devices, weapons, a lot of different things that they need to seize. Of course, we know the indictment that followed that a couple months later. And so here we are. Actually, after the indictment, you had the Cassie. I don't know why I keep calling it Cassidy. There's that Cassie tape that dropped, the infamous tape of her being physically assaulted and abused in a hotel hallway in LA or California somewhere. Allegedly, Diddy was the culprit in that. So there's a shift, there's a movement. This is just my opinion. There's a shift, there's a movement, there's a spiritual war that's really happening right now. And if you can't see that, then you're completely blind. Or you're just not, you don't have any type of self-awareness. And that's okay because they do a lot to the elites, that is. They do a lot to distract you. And so you're not going to see it. It's very subliminal. But it's arrogant of them because they like to do part of their kick and how they get off. And, they like to do this stuff, manipulate these manipulations of things right in front of you. And so they do it where it's very obvious and that people just don't pick up on it. And it's their dark comedy, so to speak. But I think people are starting to be aware just based on foul behavior. One, do you really want to be around people who are indulged in, it's adult activity, what you do as far as, what you do is for your pleasures and whatever it is. As long as it's legal, you're an adult. But at the same time, these are all lusty and unsavory lifestyles. And so it depends on the character of the individual. Do you really want to align yourself with people who participate in such activities? That's number one. I'm not judging you on your moral compass, but I'm just saying, if you're really a person about, you're upstanding, and like I said, entertainment is entertainment, and what you do and indulge in is what you do. But when someone has allegedly have maybe videotapes, private videotapes of people who were in compromising positions and doing illicit, what, or you don't, we can only imagine. They have that makes that person really powerful to that individual who's that victim or whatever, the alleged victims, because they got that over you. You have to come to terms with yourself and realize, do I really want to press this situation, or do I just want to kind of like, maybe I should just fall back and whatever. Depends on how deep you are into these activities. You know what I'm saying? So, in the indictment, it did say kidnapping and people being coerced. So it's not like it's out of the realm of possibilities that this was happening. And allegedly, like I said. But do you, as an individual, you have to look at it from some of these people. You're like, well, why do these people really stay around? These high profile, stars, athletes, and whoever, celebrities. Why do they stay around? Why were they so caught up in this? As I stated, these people are videotaping, allegedly. They got security guards assaulting people. People are being held against their will. People don't know what they've done the night before because they were allegedly drugged or threatened. So it's a lot of nasty stuff, man, that's happening. And I guess it would all be revealed eventually as he enters, his court date comes up back in May. I mean, this coming May. So he's in a world of trouble. That's for sure. The government don't even want your money. I mean, they just said, no, we're good. We're good with what we got right here. We don't need your money. So that's a bold move by the government. But I guess they can always seize your assets if they feel that, well, you're in jail now, but if they feel that you continue on, and because jail doesn't stop anybody from doing what they're doing. I mean, they got people out there, they have tentacles out there that they can make a call to or send a kite to, and this is what all alleged what they saying Puffy was capable of doing. So, and it wouldn't surprise me if they do seize his money, if the arrogance of if Diddy continues, some type of because he's been accused of some diabolical things, man. You know what I mean? Just all the accusations. We know who these people are who accused them with the Kim Porter situation, the Albie Shore situation with him when he went through his health crisis. So, there's been accusations of maybe allegedly Diddy had some involvement in Heavy D's untimely demise. There were allegedly he has we're planning on a tell-all book about the industry. So there's a lot going on. There's a lot of people who are who are active. And then you had this situation with Jay-Z and this Pierce Morgan situation with Jaguar White been on the show and was continuing to assert her position in the Beyonce, Jay-Z, Rockefeller Records and the industry. And she was going in about the situation with Diddy and also the situation as far as Jay-Z. Does he know anything, or do you suspect him as allegedly being involved? And so she's been kind of steadfast in her opinion, in her accusations, and her alleged inside information from sources and what she's seen from herself. She's made her claims, and her claims are her claims, and she's been pretty consistent regarding that. So I thought it was very shocking to see that the Carters exercised a cease and desist order on Piers Morgan's platform, and I guess his people who run his his program. So, but Piers having that broad platform, I guess it kind of shaking up something in the Carter's household. I guess things got kind of riled up. There was a little bit more embarrassment. It's okay when you go on these other little smaller platforms, these urban platforms, and they're big platforms to the urban America, but not the reach that Piers Morgan has. These are kind of like these almost mainstream, channels and platforms. So I guess they felt the need that they can go and shoot him that cease and desist, because he has advertisers, he has sponsors, and that's a little different. And now somebody has money. People say, well, why don't he go after Jaguar Wright? Because she's been spilling this tea pre-COVID. You know what I mean? And the momentum came up. She had a moment. She died back down. Then, with these Diddy accusations, she's back hot again. The whole usual players, the Gene Deals, the Choke No Jokes, the Jaguar Wrights, these industry people who's, I take them very serious, the stuff that they say, because they were there. They know the industry. I don't. And as shocking as it is, you take, you process that, and with all these accusations and all the other stuff that happens in Hollywood for years, this is nothing new that's been going on in Hollywood. There's been plenty of accusations, and sometimes they've fell on deaf ears. So, but it is what it is. I think Diddy, hey man, if he did this stuff, then he deserves whatever time or punishment that they give him. He destroyed people's lives mentally, and I ain't supposed to say physically, because people never get over that. If they were assaulted and the stuff that you're being accused of, or he's being accused of, but the arrogance comes down to arrogance. You just can't get out your own way. It seems like the more successful that you get, the more power that you perceive you have, there's always someone to remind you that it was all a dream. Shout out to Biggie, but I'm not laughing. I'm not trying to make light of the situation. It's a terrible situation for these victims, man. These alleged victims, and hey, man, persevere and Godspeed, man. That's all I can say. Anyway, that's it for me, man, on this Friday night edition. Y'all stay frosty out there. Peace.